live, finally. Oh my Lord, I've been waiting. So have you. Welcome to the party. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kyle Meyer. If you're here already, you are here early, and I am proud of you. Welcome to the stream. Today, we're talking about some of my favorite camera equipment. We're going to edit some photos, we're going to listen to some music, and we're going to hang out. If anything is off about the audio, if anything's off about the visuals, just let me know. I'm here to serve you. This stream is sponsored by Sony Alpha cameras. They believe in me as much as I believe in them, I hope. Because I believe in them a whole lot, and I use exclusively Sony lenses. And today, we're going to be talking about the 70-200 f2.8 G Master lens. I'm going to show you real quick. Look at that. One of the photos we're going to be editing today. Guess what? Cool photo, huh? I think it's pretty cool. It's going to be sick. We're going to show some color correction. We're going to show some contrast correction. We're going to show all kinds of fun stuff, and I'm happy you're here to hang out with me. If you are not in the chat right now, I dare you. I dare you to go ahead and drop a line. I want to hear about what's going on in your life. I want to learn from you. Hopefully you want to learn from me. Hopefully I have something to teach you. If not, we're just here to hang out, listen to some music, some sweet copyright-free. Let's turn that up a little bit. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now we're jamming. Yeah, the music isn't great. It's copyright-free, but it's all I got. At least you have me. So let's take a look at these photos. We're going to start with this one. Skier, Kai Zackerson, the man. He's made an appearance on the last 3 live streams now. That's 3 in a row. 3 in a row. Talented man. How about that? Then we're going to do this one. Shot with Polestar over the summer. Super good times. Lots of fun driving. Could be a clean photo. Just going to need some little tweaks to perfect it. Make it look good. And then the last photo will be this one. Shot with the Norwegian Air Ambulance. Not so long ago. Matt Sanderson, welcome to the stream. Yes, dude, welcome to the chat. You've just earned yourself some points. Some sweet points. Go ahead and spend those on whatever you like. Take them to the grocery store. Buy yourself something nice. Maybe some snacks. Speaking of which, I could go for some snacks. I haven't eaten dinner yet. Tim Kuren, tune in from Holland. This year, I start my career in adventure photography. I was also during a live event in Rotterdam. Oh my God, Tim, that was so long ago, man. I'm stoked you're still here. That's awesome. Tim, I'm a big fan, man. Stoked to see some of this adventure photography. I'm stoked. Where are you trying to shoot? What kind of stuff do you want to take pictures of? Let me know. I do some adventure stuff now and then when I'm not shooting for clients, when I've got spare time. You've seen that. You've seen me kick it in the adventure realm. Oh my God. I'm already running out of English. So early in the stream, and I'm already running out of English. Should we just get started? Should we get started? Start editing some photos. Let's go to develop. And let's get moving. This photo was shot at Solheisen not too long ago on the Sony 70-200 f2.8 G Master. It is shot at 92 millimeters, f8. So it's pretty hefty on the focus. Everything's in focus, as you can see. I wanted everything to shine. I wanted the sky to be perfectly blue. I wanted everything to look cool. Since it is called Solheisen, which in English translates to the sun lift, we're going to add some sun. So we're going to warm it up a bit. First things first, enable profile corrections. Every lens has its own little unique quirks. We want to get rid of those and flatten it out just so we can add them back in later, because why not? Some of them are kind of cool. It's pretty well exposed already. I don't think I want to make too many changes. I might play with the shadows to try to save some of Kai. This is Kai Zackerson, champion skier. If you've been here the last few days, you recognize this man. Sick in the turns. sick in the powder, sick in the rally scheme, as he calls it. I'm just going to save some of the shadows using a radial gradient or filter. Let's save some of the detail on him because he's a bit dark. Roger Holman, good evening. Yes, the regulars are here. The regulars are here. Roger, what do you think about the timing of this one? A little bit later. Not during pancake time. I think this is a better time to stream. I think it's good. I think it's good. I'm home alone these days. So I have the opportunity to stream whenever the fuck I want. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Hopefully it works out for the best for you guys, because I want you guys to enjoy the stream as much as I enjoy it. There we go. We've saved him quite a lot. There's some bleed. I don't know if you saw him. You can see around his butt. Maybe we'll fix that. Let's just mask some of that out. Go to erase. Let's just hope that the auto mask does its job, because we don't need all that to be as bright as him. We want him to stand out. So let's just go around him. It looks like I got a lot of bleed. Oof. Oh yeah, I was lazy. My fault. My bad, guys. Hopefully you're not here to see perfection, because good enough is the name of the game. Now, I want this to be warm. There's quite a lot of natural light here that I think could be fun to play with. I want it to be warm, so I'm just going to bump the temperature slider up. And with that, I kind of want to bump up the tint just to sort of match it, give it more of like a evening quality. I think that's a pretty okay place to be. Let's add some brightness back into the highlights. Try to direct some focus on Kai. How's the sound and everything, guys? How's everything sounding? Everything okay? Should we get an applause? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. Very nice of you guys. Very, very nice of you guys. I know you're all clapping your computers at home. Yep, every blue has a bit of purple, so let's correct that. There it is. There's always some purple hiding in the blues. Always. Just play around with it, see what happens. Whoa. Color pooling. Roger says sound is okay. That's good to hear, Roger. You sound okay too. I'm happy you're here, man. Pumped you're here. Sebastian, sound is good. Thank you, Sebastian. My sound guys. You know what? I don't want to raise the blues. I want to drop the blues because I want him to sort of vanish. I also want kind of a warmer blue. I don't want him to vanish. That's not what I meant. I want him to stand out. So I want to do like a darker blue background, but I do like the hue, the color, the saturation. I'm also going to add in a linear gradient, linear filter. What are these called? Linear gradient, whatever. And I'm going to darken the sky behind him because he is skiing into the sunset. So I want to give direction. And in giving direction, I'm going to brush out all the snow because I want that to remain very much in focus. How you guys doing out there? How was your day? My day was weird. My day was weird. I'm going to go ahead and answer that question. You ever ask a question just so you can answer it? Is that a bad thing? I think it's a bad thing. Maybe that's not the healthiest way to ask a question. Maybe I should genuinely be interested. I am genuinely interested. But during the lag, I'm going to answer my own question. Today, I'm trying to build a custom lighting setup for car photography. And it's kicking my ass. It is kicking my ass. It requires woodwork, and I'm not the best woodwork champion. I'm not even good, to be fair. I'm just trying to keep everything warm. Just trying to keep warm. Trying to remind everybody that the sun is over here, and the sun is a warm thing. Give direction to the light. I also kind of want to brush that out a bit. I don't think you need to, though. kind of want to. You know what? I don't think I need to. I don't think I need to. Or, oh my God, I'm back and forth. What do you guys think? Maybe take it down to 50% flow and then just hit it with a big brush. Just go over it like once. That's an okay place. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. He is skiing in next year's Solomon outfit. He's skiing on next year's Solomon QST 98s. If you're into skiing, those are fun skis. Highly recommend them. Next year's QST lineup is pretty fucking sweet, if I do say so myself. Look at that. I think that's kind of adding, almost like faking shadows here in the bottom to try to push the focus up towards the center of the photo. But I think it works okay. If I want to add any vignetting, I got to be a little bit careful about it because the photos, I mean, the main point of the photo is to have these gradients, right? I don't really want to round off this corner too much. So let's just see. We'll save the highlights, feather it a bit, maybe push it into the middle. Let's go with before and after. Oops. Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm going to leave it off. Roger says, did some repro photography at work today for an old painting. Oh, dope. Damn, the files on the A7R3 are good. Got all the details in the paint and the canvas perfect. Oof. Oof. I want to see that photo. You know I want to see that photo, Roger. You better send me that photo. By the way, this is where I'm going to leave this photo. Let's see the before and after. Before, after. We warmed it up a bit, gave it a bit more focus on Kai Zackerson, the skier. I don't want to say this too early, but the computer feels fast today. Let's see if it can last. And with that, let's go back to full screen so you can see my sweet face. Mott says, did you have to hike for this spot? Yes, we did, but in Soeisen, everything is about a 10-minute hike away. You don't have to hike any longer than that to find the coolest shit. There is cooler shit, but this was one of the coolest. Deepest snow you can find is in the woods where the wind hasn't hit it. It's super rad up there. Super untouched. Tim says, did you shoot this photo for an assignment or just for fun? This was shot for an assignment. I was shooting for Solheisen, the ski center and the surrounding area and the hotel up there. And we got so much stuff. So much stuff. It was insane. It was really, really awesome. Super, super productive trip. We shot from sunrise to sunset and got tons of stuff, and this is one of them. Roger, client work. So can't show, but it was amazing. Oh, clients are too possessive. Too possessive. You should license your photos and keep the rights. But then again, if you want to keep the client, you should be a little bit respectful. Sebastian says, man, you're a legend. I'll drop by to shoot some car and skiing ASAP. Yes, Sebastian. Yes, dude. Let's go. Let's take a car and let's go ski. I'm all about it, man. I'm always up for it. And with that, let's switch back. Let's go on to the next photo. How about some cars? How about that? Let's go for this. This is a cool spot, a little secret spot. If you know the spot, drop it in the chat. Claim it because it's very hidden. It's very hard to get to. I'll give you a hint, is at one of the corners of the earth. So it's rad. The story behind this photo is I was hired on commission to shoot with Polestar. We got the first 5 cars in Norway this summer. First 5 Polestar 2s. And we drove them from Oslo. I was sort of in and out on the trip. I didn't do all the driving everybody else did. But we drove them from Oslo around the coast all the way up to Tromsø via Lofoten. And then drove straight back to Oslo. And on the drive back to Oslo, it took me 22 or 24 hours, probably like 24, maybe more hours in Tromsø I pressed play on Moby Dick audiobook, and I finished it in one sitting by the time I got back to Oslo. That was insane. That was insane. That was crazy. I've never powered harder than that through a drive. Mod says, I would say the tunnel to Ål in Lofoten. Not sure, though. You're close, Mods. You're close. So let's start editing. Let's start editing. I'm going to, first of all, correct some of the stuff in the lens. I shot this from another Polestar, shooting back on 2 other Polestar 2s. If you look really closely, they have serial license plates, sequential. What's the word for that? They're all brand new. 5 of them in a row, all different colors. It was super rad. What a trip. The white balance is super blue. I know this car is white, so I'm going to go ahead and try the dropper, and it warms it up way too much. Way too much. So I'm just going to go back and do it myself. So let's see. I don't know how much I want to do, though. I might, you know what? Instead of fucking with the white balance, let me just drop the blues a bit. Brighten them up, get some more punch. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, by the way. If you're new to the stream, there is a chat function. If you didn't know, I am reading everything you put in the chat within reason, and I am responding to all of it. All of it, because today is a good day. I feel good. I feel happy. And I want to be your guys' friends. So let's go. A little bit of contrast, maybe not too much. I think the spot in itself has a lot of contrast, but I don't want to see, sorry, Tobias, but I don't need to see your face. Tobias was the man of the trip. He drove every single kilometer you could have driven on that trip. It was insane. He has driven maybe more kilometers in 1 month in a Polestar 2 than anybody who owns theirs. Crazy, crazy. Works for Polestar. Super talented man. Rad people. Yeah, how much do I want to do to this? It's kind of cool that it's orange up here. It kind of gives the vibe of like the sun creeping in through the pillars. There's going to be a lot of cleaning up this photo, I think, in Photoshop. I'm just going to drop this. See, there's always some purple hiding in there somewhere. It doesn't need to be there. I'm going to bump up the yellows, and it hits the seatbelt a little bit. I'm going to help it a bit with that. They're very proud of their yellow seatbelts. So let's just go for that already. I'm going to add a bit of a gradient. I'm going to darken some of the ground. Give some dehaze. Keep the saturation the same. I'm just going to come from the bottom. Now we here. And then I'm going to brush out the car because I don't want the car to be affected by that. So let's pray that AutoMask does its job. And I forgot that I left the flow down. Come on, AutoMask, help me out. Photo's looking pretty heavily contrasted already. How you guys doing out there? Everything good? Anybody making dinner? What are y'all making for dinner today? I'm hungry. Send me some of that. I haven't eaten anything. Let's see. Let's see. That's pretty good. Now the car is a lot brighter on this side than it is on this side. I'm just going to really quick brush it up a bit. Just add some highlights back in. Maybe some whites because I want that punch. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. And let's try this. To shoot this photo, I was hanging out of the window. Rather illegally, but don't tell them. It's part of the fun. Oh, the computer's starting to slow down. We still have full battery, though. This is good. This is good. That's a good place to be. I do this from a laptop, and sometimes the laptop uses battery before and after. Now, I just want to see one thing. I want to see one thing. I'm going to add a radial. What is this called? Once and for all. Let's figure this out. Radial filter. There we go. I'm going to add a radial filter with some warmth to mimic the sun coming through up here in the top. I think it's cool. It's a little too warm though. It might be something I'd do in Photoshop just to play with. So for now, I'm going to delete that. I'm going to go down to the oranges. What does it look like if I get rid of them? It doesn't do too much. We'll leave it at minus 16 just because. I'm going to hit Command and E, which means it's time to kick back, hang out, wait for Photoshop to open up. This is our time to jam. Yeah. Nice. Good vibes. I'm into it. Stoked you guys are here. I'm happy everybody's here. I hope you guys are enjoying. It's a very chill editing day. Only 3 photos, all shot with Sony 7-200 2.8 G Master, the monster, the sniper rifle of lenses, the longest lens I own, actually, the longest lens I have in my bag, because I don't need length. I zoom with my feet. Uh-oh, get out of here, toolbar. How dare you? Who invited you? So I'm going to create a copy just so I can get rid of these things. Hit J, go into the patch tool. There you go. Let's just trust Photoshop. It's going to be down and dirty. It's going to be fast. I say fast. Who knows? I don't know why. I just don't like these. Don't at me. Ooh, the manhole. That doesn't need to be there. Get out of here. Does this tunnel kind of give you guys Monaco Formula 1 vibes? How sick would it be? Just see a Formula 1 car fly past here. By the way, the tunnel is in Lofoten. You are correct, Mats. You are correct. It is the tunnel to Reina. And it is sick. Yeah, I've always wanted to shoot there. Always. Let's play with that sun again. Let's see. Let's just add like a soft burst here. How about that, huh? Screen, maybe. A little bit too... Yeah, soft light might not be... It's too dark with soft light. Let's screen it. And let's keep it localized. Let's just push it back to here. Or if I do the whole photo, I can brush out the car and get a little bit more. You know what? Let's get weird with this. Let's get weird with this photo. It's not often we get weird. It's not often enough. So let's mask it. Let's mask out the car. We want the car to be clean. Polestar really likes natural colors, but you know what? I'm going to change it up. Today's the day. Today's the day we get weird and unnatural. Ugh, too small of a brush. It's going to take me forever. There we go. Now we're doing it. Edgar Dahl says great stuff. Hey, man. Same to you. Thank you for hanging. I'm stoked you're here. Stoked you're here, hanging out with me. Edgar, what are you doing? What are you doing for dinner tonight? What are you guys making? Nobody answered me. I want to know what you guys are making for dinner. I'm hungry. I want to dream. I haven't eaten anything. I've been doing woodwork all day, pretending not to be hungry. You know what could be cool? I might have to go get my my hard drive. I'm editing straight off the computer, but if I get my hard drive, I can add some reflections here in the corner, which could clean it up a bit. Do you guys have 2 seconds? Can I run and get that? Lars Eric Lean is eating Indian. Oh, dude, I'm jealous. You know what? I might do the same. What I'm gonna do is turn up the music. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna grab a hard drive, real quick. 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back. Told you. 2 seconds. Look at that. I gained a viewer while I was gone. How about that? Welcome, viewer. Welcome to the party. I also grabbed the... God, oh my God. I ran for like 2 seconds. What's wrong with me? I grabbed my lens so you can see it. Let's turn on the music. Loving the lobby waiting tunes vibe. Yeah, Kari, it's all I can afford. Plugging in the hard drive. It's all I can afford. Wish I had a budget for music on this stream. Wish I made music. How sick would that be? That'd be pretty nice. This should be the late 2020. Sounds good. Shimmers folder. Everybody needs one. Look at this. To get these photos, by the way, I hung out in a dark room, filled a glass of water or something, or just took a glass, held it very close to the lens, out of focus, and shine light through it. And just took a bunch of options. Just for an occasion like this. You never know. I got a couple things I can use. This might be it. Maybe something a little... that one's bright. Edgar, homemade beef stroganoff, but made that like 2 hours ago. Oh, dude. Early dinners. You know what? This one's it. Okay. Command E. Let's open that up in Photoshop too. Dude, mad jealous. I'm so hungry. So, V. Select all. Copy. And let's put it on top of here. And then screen blend it to get rid of all those blacks. Doesn't do too much, but it softens the edges. So what we can do is go into the adjustments, do some leveling, really get rid of the blacks. There we go. So now the blacks won't affect the photo at all. But let's brighten up the whites and maybe the mids. And then what we can do is color corrects. Colorize. What color should this be? Oh my God. I think I went too hard with the levels. Killed the quality. How about that? What do you guys think? Too much? Too little? Levels too harsh? Might be of that mind. While we're at it, let's... Whoa. What happened there? Let's play with this one too while we're at it. Let's just go crazy. Let's go crazy. There we go. Copy it. Take it over to here. We'll do the same. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, I like it. So far, so good. You know what? Let's stick with that. And let's... There we go. Let's stick with this. Stick with this one. It's a little crazy. Crazy's good. We like crazy. It's like I'm shooting out of the back of the window. When in reality, I was shooting out of the window. Should we make it a color? Should we colorize it even? Yeah. So now we just play with the colors until we get something we like. What do you guys think? This is kind of cool. Maybe. What do we think? What are you guys feeling? Let's colorize it. Spending too long on this one photo. Get rid of some of the saturation. Keep it clean. All right, cool. One thing I do want to do is move it underneath that. And then now let's brush back in some of the car. So we'll mask back in the car a bit. Too much. Take the opacity to maybe 30. I think this is a little overkill. There we go. So it's a bit dramatic, but it's kind of fun. We're just here to play around. Get out of here, Doc. What's that thing doing here? Then, if we're playing around that much, we can also brighten this up and just make it really crazy. Something like this. Then, since that is coming from the top, what if, I'm going to get weird here. I know you guys, where'd my colors go? Oh, they're there. Hope you guys are okay with that. And I'm just going to add in blue steel coming from the bottom. Now it's here. Soft light blended. And just give some richness to the colors down here on the bottom. Is that too much? Is that too weird? What do you guys think? I need some feedback. Let's hang out there for a sec. Command S. We'll save it back into Lightroom. It looks like the 7 o'clock stream worked. Bit better than the 5 o'clock stream, which is good. Which is very good. Uh-oh, could not export, clipboard, whatever. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm in the complete wrong folder. Here we go. Back to life. Back to reality. There we go. Oh, what a crazy photo. Then I'm going to add some vignetting since we are going crazy. Let's get some focus back in because I think it's a bit light on the edges. So we'll push focus back into the car. There is plenty more we can do. But I gotta chill on this photo. I gotta chill. I like the idea of it being shot through the car glass. Might try to add some more punch in the road. Maybe clarity. Let's do that. Okay, let's leave it there. Let's stop messing with it. We'll leave it there. Give it 3 stars. We'll move on. What do you guys think? Did you learn something? I learned plenty. There's probably more I could clean up in here, like some of these details. The windshield could be a bit darker. Sorry, Tobias. I gotta do it to him. Gotta do it to him. There we go. Look at that. Think Stormtrooper. That's it. So let's see before. God, this photo's come a long way. So this is the before. This is that shot. Hanging out the window. Shooting backwards with the 78200. And this is after. Kind of cool. Gives some direction to the light. Plays with the idea of shooting out of a window as the car's rolling. You could also add like movement to the ground. Roger says, like the idea of adding the flares. It's fun. Fun to play around. I haven't done that in a while. I've been shooting too commercial, keeping it too clean. It's fun to play. Yeah, that's a good spot to be. So, next photo. Next photo is this. Look at this. Before I go into that, I'm going to go full face on all of you. Guess what? It's your boy coming live from the cave. I am editing photos today exclusively shot on Sony's 70-200 f2.8 G Master lens. It is my missile, my rocket, my telescope. This thing does everything. 70-200 is a lot bigger of a focal length gap than you think. If you haven't used one before, this eventually becomes mandatory for you to have in your bag. Every photographer has one. Every photographer is proud of it, and every photographer uses it regularly. I guarantee you. This lens, I was going to say this lens. Well, this lens too. But this stream, once again, is brought to you by Sony. If you can't tell already, I'm a Sony ambassador. Sony's been awesome to me. They believe in me as much as I believe in them, I hope. They're rad. They're good people. And they make it a lot easier for me to do what I do. So I'm trying to give back. Lars Eric says 7200 2.8. Love it. Love it. You know what? I love it too. I love it too. Edgar says, do you usually paint out license plates? The reason people usually paint out license plates is to protect the person who owns the car. If you're shooting a Lamborghini, for example, like a super crazy Huracan Performante or something in Oslo, it's very easy to look up the license plate and figure out who owns that car. And a lot of people would go and approach them and ask for shit. I don't know. But it's to protect the privacy of the person who owns the car. And a lot of people who collect cars don't want to be known for it. Like they don't want that out there. They want to be a little bit quiet about it. So that's why you would do it. This was shot for Polestar, the brand, directly. This was not somebody's private car. In which case it makes sense, right? If they're going to use the photo commercially, the car needs to be legal. It needs to have a license plate. So I keep it in. Let's go back. I'll show you. Roger says, can you speak a bit more about the settings and why? This was shot at 106 millimeters. Mostly because I don't know. I didn't plan it. When you're hanging out of the window shooting backwards, it's tricky to get exactly what you're hoping to get. But I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. I wanted a bit of zoom because we are far away from the cars behind us. I also wanted to sort of keep the context of the photo focused on the car. Shot at f6.3. Also, once again, it's a bit stressful. We only had one chance to drive through this tunnel and shoot the cars because we were actually going somewhere. I just knew that the spot was good, so I wanted to be ready. So I kept it on a pretty... I tried to give myself the best opportunity to get everything in focus. I could have shot at f2.8 to get a little bit more focus on just the car that I'm shooting. But I also didn't want like the front of the car to be in focus and then the back of the car out of focus. I want it to be clean and sharp, and it suits the Polestar brand. If you go through their social media, everything is clean. Everything is sharp. Everything kind of has a purpose. So, shot at ISO 2500. I wanted to keep the shutter speed up. I didn't want any motion blur. When you're shooting with a lens like this, super long, it gets shaky, especially on roads when somebody's driving, turning, whatever. So I wanted to keep it sharp, and I wanted to keep the highest possible chance of getting a sharp photo. Once again, I only had one chance to shoot this photo, so I wanted to really lean on that. Yeah, ISO. Keep it up. Try to get enough light to the camera. And with the camera that I was using for this photo, it was the A7R III. Full frame, plenty of stuff to play with when it comes to the ISO. You can go all the way up to 6,400 and still be proud of the photo. Can zoom in a bit. You can see there's a bit of grain in where I was brushing, but otherwise, the grain is pretty minimal at 2,500 ISO. Pretty impressed. Pretty useful tool. Speaking of useful tools, this is the brand new helicopter for the Norwegian Air Ambulance. It's pretty cool. Shooting helicopters and in helicopters and around them is such a mind-blowing experience. When you're used to shooting something like cars where the engine is like, with a badass car, maybe like 400 or 500 horsepower, like super cool. And then this thing comes up and it has like 2 turbine engines, exhaust pipes the size of your head. And when it takes off, it like demolishes anything underneath it. That is such a different experience. It's crazy. I had a blast shooting this photo. We saw so much of, like, we flew over Oslo. It was super cool. What a crazy experience. And with that, let's start editing. I can already see this photo is leaning on the warm side, so I'm gonna lean on that and go that way too. Henrik says, "Oh my, the 78-200 2.8 is a sexy animal. On my bucket list for sure. Which Sony A series body is your go-to?" Sony A series body. You mean like the A99? Or do you, oh, okay, no. You mean, oh my God, my mind is blown. I am currently using the A7R2, or not 2, the A7R3. God, I need some of that beef stroganoff or that Indian food. I'm so hungry. I use the A7R3 currently. I am switching soon enough to the A1. I'm going to be testing out this weekend, actually. And if Lightroom gets their act together and enables me to edit photos shot with it, then I will be able to show you guys in real time my reaction to editing those photos. It's going to be fun. I'm shooting some really, really cool cars. Some really, really rad stuff. Some stuff with horses on the front. You know it's good when there's a horse on the front. So, back to this photo. I want to keep it warm. I doubt there's any purple in these blues. There always is. Yeah, there is actually down here. So I'm going to do that first just because that bothers me so much. Add a bit of contrast. Save some of the shadows. I don't think I need to so much. Save some of the highlights because it's a bit bright. There's a lot of haze because of all the snow that was kicked up. So let's dehaze it a bit. Need some water. Woo. I've been going to the gym these days. Yeah. I found a way to get back into the gym. I'm a genius. It's all thanks to American football ruining my back as a kid. That's my tip. Go fuck yourself up and get a doctor's note and they'll let you back in the gym. It's pretty cool. I only really want warmth in the highlights. So I'm going to play with the new color grading tool, which is awesome. By the way, the color grading tool is genius. Adobe, I know you're watching. Yeah, thank you. Very nice of you guys. The shadows are already so blue. I don't want to mess with them. So I'm going to make this a little bit more saturated. Let's leave it there. I don't like how green some of the aquas are. Yeah, you see, it's just too much. So let's bring it back a bit. Man, there really isn't much I need to do with this photo. We can also put some warmth in the highlights with a tone curve. Just sort of drop this and fade out everything. I think that's kind of cool. The reds, the helicopter has to pop. So we'll leave the red. I don't think anything I do is going to affect them, really. It bumps them up a little bit, but not too much. I don't really want to brighten them either because you lose saturation. And I'll keep the oranges. The yellows, the helicopter is supposed to be the star. So let's bump them up a bit. I'm going to add some darkness in the shadows, because I think the shadows should be a little bit more incognito. There we go. That way your eye goes straight to the helicopter instead of bouncing around the photo. I also want to give direction to the light. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of that. And the way I'm going to do that is by adding a linear graduated filter. And I'm just going to darken from the top corner. I'm not going to do much vignetting on this photo. Just going to darken from this corner. Just a little bit. What happens if I dehaze? I think dehaze is going to bring too much. I mean, the lens is probably super dirty. So I'm not going to try to add any more definition where it doesn't need to be. I'm not going to do it too much more than that. Not going to do it too much more than that. Henrik, when you asked what kind of A series body is my go-to, I thought you meant like the original Sony Alpha bodies, like back when they had the mirrors. In which case, that's where I started. I had an A33 was my first camera, and then I used the A99-1 was the first full frame camera I ever bought, and then the A99-2 was the first camera I ever got from Sony. How about that? A little history lesson. Those cameras were dope, by the way. Sony was making, they were the only ones who were making the mirror semi-translucent, which meant that light could get through the mirror and hit the viewfinder, as well as hit the sensor, which would make the camera so much faster. It was so rad. I was a big fan of that camera. I miss that camera. I wonder where it is. I know it's around here somewhere. I'll dig it up. I'm afraid that the graduated filter hit the helicopter. I know I can't tell right now, but let's just mask it out. If you hold space, when you zoom in, by the way, you can move the photo. How about that? I learned that from teaching myself, and definitely not Roger telling me yesterday. So let's erase. Yeah, Roger taught me that yesterday. I had no idea you could do that when you were brushing something out. I didn't know you could just hold space and move. Like, I'm really bad at shortcuts, if you can't tell already. Oof, what happened there? We only want to hit the helicopter. Yes, okay, so there we go. Now the heli stands out a bit. I want to keep it dark. Once again, I like when it's not too much information showing inside of the vehicle. I like, think like Darth Vader. And I said I wouldn't do it, but I'm just going to add a bit more direction to the light. Not much. Just right about here. And you know what? That's it. That's it. I'm not going to mess with the photo any more than that. I think it's cool and clean as it is. I like it. Let's go before and after. That's a pretty big difference with very minor adjustments. It's pretty cool. Almost a cool preset. I'm terrible with presets. So let's go back to the photos. Let's see what we've done. We started with this. Lars says, awesome. Thank you, Lars. Man, I appreciate it. It's very nice of you, man. So this was the start. Kai Zackerson skiing at Solheisen. This is the raw photo. And with the editing. Little changes go such a long way. God, crazy. Second photo was this shot of the Polestar. And right after I say little changes go a long way, this is the final version. We added quite a lot. We made it very dramatic. Lots of punch, lots of cool effects, if you will. Try to give it the effect of shooting through glass. So you get the sun sort of bouncing off the reflecting. That could be like the reflection of my hand. Maybe something. Who knows? Whatever. As long as it looks cool at first glance. Then the last photo. The helicopter. Badass engine. Badass heli. 5 blades. That's new. Pretty cool. Before and after. Warm photo. Pretty cool. Speaking of warm photo, Tim says, love the way you edit the warmth in the photos. Thanks, Tim. I appreciate that. One thing that I try to remind myself is that the warmth in naturally lit photos is coming from the sun. So the warmth shouldn't really be hitting the shadows that much, especially in a snowy photo like this, where the shadows are probably like minus 15 degrees. It's probably super cold. But in the sun, you get this warmer vibe. So that's kind of what I wanted to show. Only the lights get warmer. You don't really warm the dark, the shadows. And to do that, I try to just use this highlight thing as much as I can. But yeah, there we go. Those are the photos. I'm going to go back to full screen. What's up, everybody? Good to see you. Thank you for coming to kick it. My name is Kyle. Just cool dudes hanging out, doing cool dude stuff. Once again, this is a sponsored stream, sponsored by Sony Alpha cameras. I have been editing only photos shot on this lens. 7200 f2.8 G Master. It is a G, and I am its master. I also like to think of myself as a G. Mott's dope photos. Thank you, Mott's. Means a lot coming from you, my dude. I appreciate that. Very nice of you guys to come hang out, to come kick it. 7 o'clock, I think, works a lot better. I think 5 o'clock was pushing it. I like 7 o'clock. This is the 7 o'clock crew. And with that, this is the final of the Sony sponsored streams. Then it's back to our regularly scheduled programming, which I do need to start scheduling. What days do you guys think works best for the live stream? When should I be doing it? I like the 7 o'clock vibe. I like that we're all just chilling, listening to music, kind of post-work, relaxing. I'm thinking maybe stream on days that start with a T. So Tuesday and Thursday. Mott's 7 o'clock works best. But you should get something to eat first. Yeah, dude. That's a good call. Then maybe I'd stop complaining. Lars also says 7 o'clock. Yeah, I think 7 o'clock crew is killing it. I'm proud of us. I think 7 o'clock crew is where it's at. This is the vibe. And speaking of which, that's going to be it for me. Keep it short, under an hour. I will at some point go back to the longer streams. To the hour and a half, 2 hour streams. I think that's super fun. I like that. It kills the throat. My throat is already dying, but I just need to ease back into it. But for now, give ourselves a round of applause. Thank you all for coming. This has been fun. This has been a good time. Once again, stream sponsored by Sony. Go native. Sony lenses work best on Sony cameras. That's it. That's all I got for you. Go out, do your thing. I believe in you. Keep shooting. Send me some photos. I want to see what you're doing. Let's go. Happy dinner, everybody. Good night.